Hi, it's Kelly Ray. I want to talk about 5 mistakes that you are probably maybe making in your business and how you can fix them. Okay, so we're going to increase sales and we're going to decrease our spending. So that's going to mean more profit. So 5 big important things, write them down, take action on them, and enjoy the results. So number 1, capturing data on leads accurately. So most people, when customers come in, they're like, hi, how are you? How can I help you? But I want you to start making it a natural part of your first conversation to ask, how did you find out about us? Or how did you hear about us? You can do this when they inquire on Facebook, when they inquire on Instagram, or if they send you a message from the contact form on your website, if they send you an email. No matter how people inquire, from that very first point of an interaction, you need to find out how they heard about you, okay? Now, so that means you need to track the data on your leads accurately. These people are just leads at this point. So we need to create a sort of a spreadsheet. From the 100 leads that we heard that inquired with us in February, 10 came from Facebook, 10 came from they walked by and saw our sign, another 10 came from the Chamber of Commerce, and 60 of them came from Google because they Googled, and we have lots of Google reviews, so that really worked well for us. Okay, great. Now we have that data captured about your leads, but we also need to capture the data on your customers because then we're going to be able to measure the conversion rate. So have one sheet for capturing data on your leads, and then have another sheet for capturing data on customers. You can use the same sheet if you want, but what you have to do is just basically highlight the person's name when they change from a lead to a customer. So then you'll be able to see if we have 10 people from Facebook in May and 5 of them became customers, we'll know that 50% of our leads from Facebook converted. But if we have 80 leads from Google and 70 of them converted, then we know we have a lot higher conversion rate on those type of leads. Okay? Now, conversion rate is one thing that I want you to measure in your marketing, but I also want you to measure the cost per customer and the cost per lead and the return on investment. So if you're spending money on Facebook, which you probably shouldn't be right now, you should be checking what your cost per customer is, what your cost per lead is, what your conversion rate is, and what your return on investment is. You should be checking that on anything you're spending marketing time or money on. Right now, what's really working for people is just spending time on doing a really, really, really amazing job with your customer service, your product or your service, and then asking people for Google reviews. Because those positive Google reviews are getting looked at 96% of the time before people are making purchase decisions. So the more Google reviews you have, the higher up you're going to rank when people search for your keywords, and the more likely you'll get chosen if you have positive reviews. So that was lesson number 1. Track your leads and your data, where they came from, and when they become clients, notice that too. Then you'll be able to calculate how many convert, and then you'll be able to see how much you pay per customer and per lead, and how many, what return on investment you get for each type of spend. Okay. Next, measuring and improving those key numbers. So I jumped ahead a little bit there, but we want to measure the return on investment, which is if you spend 100 on Facebook, how much profit did you make back from Facebook? If it's not more than what you spent, it's a negative return on investment. It's not a return on investment. We want to measure the cost per customer. So if we spent $100 on Facebook, did we get 100 customers from Facebook? That would be great. Then it would be $1 per customer. The cost per lead. So if you got 100 leads from Facebook, great, you're only paying $1 a lead. But if your conversion rate is crappy, then that's still not good, right? So that's why we want you to measure all 4 of those: return on investment, cost per customer, cost per lead, and conversion rate. Measure that for all the different types of marketing spends. And don't just count things that you pay for marketing, count your time as well. So if you have an employee that spends time asking people for Google reviews, that counts as a cost, okay? Now, analyzing and improving your numbers. So you obviously want to look at that every month, your marketing numbers, your leads, your conversion, your cost per customer, your cost per lead, your return on investment, but you also want to look at your pricing. Look at the profit margins on all your products and services. Look at what the gross profit margin is on each thing that you sell. because oftentimes people are spending a lot of time and money marketing and selling things that are their least profitable product or service. And so then you can either raise your price if the market can bear it, or you can decrease your costs, or you can just stop selling that product or service. You also want to analyze average sale per customer. So one of the best, easiest, fastest ways to increase your revenue is to increase your average amount spent per customer. So there are tons of ways to do this. You can upsell or cross-sell different products, or you can increase prices, or you can increase frequency of purchase. So turning part of your business, at least part of your business, into a monthly recurring revenue model is a really, really good idea. If you can come up with some sort of monthly membership, or some sort of monthly access to something, or some sort of monthly fee for something new, some added value, I really recommend building that in. Those are often going to be higher profit, and they're guaranteed income usually. If people are already signed up, it's monthly recurring. So that is number 3, analyzing and improving those numbers. Number 4, measure and improve retention rate. So a lot of people aren't measuring how many of their customers are staying with them. So I'm working with a company right now who, when we started working, they were losing money. They're gaining a lot of new clients, but they were losing a lot of money every month, and they were just like really confused. We discovered that their retention rate was down near the 60% mark. In 3 months, we've gotten it up to 96%, and they are profitable, and they are making money, and things are just getting better and better and better by the day. But one of the key things was that they started watching and really taking care of that retention rate. So you are your time is much better spent keeping a current customer happy, because it is so much more expensive and so much more difficult to go get new customers. So watch your retention rate, measure it, nurture it, keep your customers happy, over deliver, be exceptional, try to get your retention rate up near 100%. Ways to do this: conduct interviews, conduct surveys. You can host a focus group, interview your customers, and you can also review your internal processes to identify flaws, find out why people are leaving. I know this is a lot of information, but this is how I do. I really want to get you guys as much value as possible, and I really want to help you guys succeed in your business, because I'm so sick of 96% of businesses failing in 10 years. It's mind-blowing, and I want it to stop. It needs to stop, okay? So here's your 5th point. Turn points 1 through 4, so your marketing measurement, capturing your data on leads, conversion rate, cost per customer, cost per lead, your retention rate, your gross profit margins, turn them into key performance indicators, okay? Now, all of this becomes somebody's job, okay? So all of these really important things that you just discovered and you're going to improve, you have to give these numbers to your team or to yourself as goals. And then every month you measure them, and you measure them against the goal, and you say, here's your goal, here's how you did. And you coach, and you get really curious, because you remember that as a coach, questions are your superpower. So you ask, how did we do this? How could we do this better? What do you think was in the way for you? How did you do so well this month? Get really curious, use questions as your superpower, and coach your team and get them to hit those KPIs, and your business will be incredibly, dramatically more profitable in months, I promise. So I know this will help you. Please go implement it, and I hope that you guys have just an amazing week. And thanks for watching.